What he did by booting all those players off his team and treating them in the fashion he did, I just don't respect it. I don't respect all the rap music and the injection of hip hop culture into the locker room. And while you're claiming a relationship with Christianity and Jesus Christ, I just don't like it. I don't want to see it rewarded. I know I sound like a hater, and maybe I am a hater.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you've been enjoying the content so far on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and dive right in. I don't talk about Jason Whitlock too often because I don't listen to Jason Whitlock too often. But when I do listen to him or when I do come across his content, it's usually going to be something negative and something outrageous about another so-called black person, and in particular, Deion Sanders.
Colorado is the Black Devils. You know, Duke is the Blue Devils. Colorado is the Black Devils. This arrogance.
We all know the reason why Jason Whitlock says what he says and who he says it for and who his audience is. Because Jason Whitlock gets away with saying some of the most outlandish and offensive things that somebody from another community couldn't get away with. I don't have a problem with somebody critiquing somebody that looks like them. I do it. Everybody does it. That's not the issue. But the issue is, for me at least, and for a lot of people, is when somebody like Jason Whitlock only critiques and only has smoke for people within his community. And like a Jesse Lee Peterson or a Candace Owens, he's not doing it from a righteous position. And we all know righteous critiquing when we see it.
Look at me, boy! Don't you smoke crack!
Yes, sir.
You know what that does to you?
No, sir.
It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells. Now, when you're destroying your brain cells, you're doing the same thing as f***ing yourself. You're just doing it slower.
And we really can't point to one single so-called black public figure that Jason Whitlock hasn't had an issue with. I can't think of one. Anytime there's any kind of so-called black person of note within the sports arena that pops up and gains some notoriety, whether it be LeVar Ball or Deion Sanders, Jason Whitlock is right there with some negativity.
I'm out on LeVar Ball. I think he's a problem for this kid, and it seems like he's just daddy's little boy, a little robot who's completely controlled by his father. I got so frustrated with the game. I'm just keeping it real. When Deion and those guys are playing well, it's hard for me to watch. So I didn't watch the second half with the kind of attention I did the first half. I gotta be honest. I'm that kind of frustrated because, again, I don't like Deion. I don't want Deion's style of coaching rewarded. What he did by booting all those players off his team and treating them in the fashion he did, I just don't respect it. I don't respect all the rap music and the injection of hip hop culture into the locker room. And while you're claiming a relationship with Christianity and Jesus Christ, I just don't like it. I don't want to see it rewarded. Deion opened his press conference with his son Shiloh seated by him. This is more of what I just don't like. It's about Deion and his sons. It's not about the team. Shiloh had an okay game, certainly better than the week before when he played like trash. He opened the game with a blitz and caused a sack or caused a bad play early in the game. But here's Deion and Shiloh at the beginning of Deion's post-game press conference.
Shiloh, go ahead.
I'm just here to just say that God is going to test you, and God tested me last week just to see how to respond. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through ups and downs, and it's better for me that I went through the down. It made me lock in more, made me watch all my film, just watching film and seeing what I did wrong and critiquing myself the most. I was calling my dad like once a day after practice, just talking about the day, how I'm feeling, how I'm seeing things.
The
like
depth to play from,
yeah,
all it was
everything.
Football.
But you just gotta.
He needed that.
That just made me lock in and be like, all right, I'm the free safety. Everything should be in front of me, and I gotta put the zip block on the defense.
He thinks this is a great message to a young kid. It's always about Deion and his sons. There's a bunch of other kids on that roster.
And even one of Jason Whitlock's guests had to low-key check Jason Whitlock on this.
All I can say is this. It's not for everybody, but Deion is in the middle of this with his sons, and I think there's some respect that I have for it. It's not how everybody would handle it. I understand your position, but there is some respect that I throw Deion's way. He's right there with these guys. He's right in the battle with them. They play hard. They're 5-2 or 6-2, whatever they are, and they're winning.
And so, like I said earlier, even his own guests had to check him on this one. Deion Sanders bringing his son up there. First of all, Deion Sanders even being able to coach his sons at this level is something special. Not just one son, but two sons.
This is
That's something
gold.
that we've never seen, and that's something that we'll probably never see again. And so him taking the opportunity, Deion Sanders taking the opportunity to bring his son up there after he publicly criticized his son for his poor play in the previous game.
I wanted to ask you about Shiloh, just what you thought about his play tonight.
I thought he played horrible. Whoa. I thought he was rusty. I thought he didn't have his footing. He was coming up trying to make the play, but open field one-on-one tackle with that kind of back, that ain't an easy task.
I think that's what any father would do. I think that's what any coach would do. After you were hard on a particular player the week before, and he shows up to play the next week, if I publicly criticized him, then I'm gonna publicly praise him. That's what any good coach would do. That's what any good father would do. That's something Jason Whitlock will never know about. He's not interested in getting a family. He's not interested in getting a woman, getting a wife. And I'm gonna let y'all insinuate in the comment sections what that could be about. Shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson.
Pro-Trump, black conservative pastor. And he's very homophobic. He has spent his career talking about sin and being gay is bad and all these different things. And now numerous individuals have come forward saying they were in gay relationships with Jesse Lee Peterson, that they were accosted, for lack of a better term, by Jesse Lee Peterson. And I told my story last week of how when I was in his studio, Jesse Lee Peterson was very handsy with me. I didn't make much of it. It was right.
You play. You are running from me.
So now Jesse Lee's approaching across. There it is.
You're running from your what you've been doing for 31 years.
There it is.
Jesse's so upset that he tried to cross the street before he should have and caused these cars to stop and bash into each other. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Whitlock was on that in the least. And I'm not trying to disparage anybody's lifestyle, but it is what it is. Be who you are. Don't hide behind the cloth and denigrate heterosexual black men and wag the finger about your faith when you're doing something else, if that is indeed the case. But you never know. But I think that's going to be a wrap on this particular video. Y'all go ahead and chime in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel about this one. And as usual, peace and chaos.